When people want to know more about me, one of the questions they want answered is, what kind of things do you write about in your journal? This post will walk you through 10 different ways that you may make use of your journaling practice to really get the most out of your notebooks and make the most of the time you spend writing in them. 1. The events that take place in your life on a daily basis. Recording what happens from day to day in a daily journal. You shouldn't expect that every day will be jam-packed with thrilling new experiences, but over the course of some time, you can compile a truly nice record of the typical highs and lows of your daily life. In the evening, I devote 5 to 10 minutes to reviewing the events of the previous day and jotting down a few thoughts in my journal. When I read back through my entries, it reminds me of the little things that I might otherwise forget if I didn't write them down. I find this to be a truly fulfilling experience. 2. Ideas and emotions in your head and heart journal of creative writing, reflections, and emotions. There are days that are wonderful, and then there are days that are not. It does me a world of good to have a place where I can dump my feelings, work through the challenging things, and rejoice in the wonderful things. I like to get creative with this diary, and I also use it to let my feelings out. My process begins with the creative aspects, which enable me to de-stress and express my feelings through the mediums of color and art. My handwritten diary entries, the length of which vary, are the next thing that I do to get my thoughts down on paper. 3. Quotes journal. Have you ever come across a quote at the precise moment you needed it? Or listened to songs with lyrics that have the power to improve your mood immediately? This is one of the ways in which I put my quotes journal to work. When I come across a statement or some lyrics that truly strike a chord with me, I make a mental note of them and keep them in a file. When I feel like it, I'll go ahead and illustrate the quotes, but other times I'll just choose to write them down. When I am in need of some direction or advice, I find it quite helpful to have my very own individualized quotes diary that I can read back through. 4. Things that need to be completed by you. Daily spread in the bullet journal task list in the bullet journal. I adore being organized. It's important to me to stay on top of my responsibilities, keep my projects organized, and make sure I don't miss any deadlines. My bullet journal really shines when I use it in situations like these. I make it a habit to sit down at the end of each day and record the activities I have planned for the following day, as well as to evaluate my progress and check that I am on the right path. 5. A board for your aspirations and dreams / a vision board. My notebook is the ideal location for me to map out the details of my ideal life. I try not to put any constraints on myself and instead let my thoughts wander freely. These pages motivate me to zero in on what's truly essential and to take on challenges that give me the willies. You'll discover additional information on this site about how to make a vision board and plan out the life you've always imagined for yourself. 6. A gratitude log. My daily journaling practice has helped me immensely, and one of the aspects that has brought me the most value is keeping a thankfulness record. Every night before I go to bed, I sit down and write at least one sentence about the things for which I'm thankful. Not only is it a great topic to focus on, but I've also noticed that it makes me much more attuned to the positive things going on around me while I go about my day. The more appreciative I am, the more beauty I perceive in the world. The Lady Mary Davis 7. Reasons to be proud of yourself and your accomplishments. When I became aware of how quickly I was to be critical of myself, I decided to start penning these pages. I spent a lot of time comparing myself to others and coming to the conclusion that I wasn't performing as well as I should be. I have recently begun to make it a point to give myself some compliments every night before bed. I am able to see the aspects of my life in which I am excelling, which in turn helps me to increase my levels of self-esteem. These pages have been a game changer for me and have made it possible for me to treat myself with a far better level of kindness. 8. A journal of your travels. It is important to take notes in your notebook whenever you go on a trip, or if you do something particularly memorable. You may remind yourself of the places you went and the things you saw by including photos, tickets, and other memorabilia in your scrapbook. Even if you merely stop by your go-to-coffee shop for a quick bite, you should be sure to save the receipt or at least portion of the food's packaging so you may affix it in your journal. It is a significant factor in bringing your pages to life. 9. Make a plan for the projects. Your diary is an excellent location to plan out initiatives, whether they are for your place of employment or for your home. After reading Marie Kondo's book, I was motivated to organize my own belongings using the KonMari method. This provided me with a location where I could organize all of the assignments and document my progress. You may devise a program for your health and fitness, your house repairs, the books you want to read, your schoolwork, or anything else that involves a series of stages. 10. Evaluate how far you've come. Regularly evaluating my development in relation to my major objectives is something that I find to be of great assistance. It makes sense to conduct this at the close of the year, but I also carry out a more in-depth examination once every 3 months. It assists me in determining what is working for me and where I have strayed slightly from the path I should be on. This assists me in resetting my intentions and gaining valuable insight from the experiences I've already had. A few parting thoughts. I really hope that reading this piece has motivated you to get your pen and paper out and start writing in your journal. There are a great number of things that are worthy of being documented, and doing so is an extremely satisfying experience. I have designed a printable that is free of charge and can be found here. When you are in need of some fresh ideas, you may quickly consult this whenever you need a jolt of motivation.